Hello. Welcome to Amanda's Inspiration Station. I am Amanda Waldhart. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to hop on a couple seconds early here, a couple minutes early. I'm just sitting here waiting. Doesn't make sense to not hop on, especially when there is a delay, and I want to make sure that I am on my YouTube channel. So we're just going to hop on here. Awesome. I see myself. Yay. All right. Welcome, welcome. So today I am going to be making 4 cards with you today. This is my online class for Stamp Simple, my Stamp Simple online class for September. And we are going to be using the stamp set Warms My Heart. I think this stamp set is so adorable and it's perfect. And we are literally going to just do some simple cards today and some coloring. And these cards are so cute. I absolutely love them. You can find this stamp set on page 59 of your holiday mini catalog. If you do not currently have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, nor do you have one of these catalogs, please reach out to me and I would be more than happy to get one of those to you. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's backtrack just a second. So before we get started, I will explain just a little bit about how this goes. So this is my Stamp Simple class. We will be making 4 cards today. So today is Tuesday, September 17th. I had to look up to make sure. Yes, it's the 17th today. In fact, I have a note here somewhere. Right here. Okay. So today is Tuesday, September 17th. So if you like the cards today and you would like your card kit with these cards, if you place an order with me, a minimum order of $40 by Sunday, September 22nd, then I will mail this kit to you by Wednesday the 25th for free. What does that mean? Well, let's put you down and we'll find out. So we are going to make 4 cards today. We are going to make this adorable little card. And I'm going to go over all the products that we are using. We're going to make this Hey Pumpkin. And then we have a Christmas one, Deck the Hall. So I'm using all 4 of the images from the stamp set. So I'm using all 4 images with all 4 sayings. So we're using every single stamp from this set. So how this works is if you place a minimum order with me of $40, you can go to amandasinspirationstation.com. Then by Wednesday, I will mail out all the pieces for you to make these cards yourself. The only thing that it is not, these are just the pieces. The paper will be cut for you. You will also get a project sheet, so it'll give you the measurements, even though they'll be cut for you. It will also give you a supply list, and then this video is your step-by-step instructions. Now, what is not included is the stamp set. So maybe this is a stamp set that you like and you want to place your order for this stamp set today. I'm going to show you 2 other things, a couple other things that you're going to use to make these cards. So to make these cards, we are also going to use paper. Now your designer series paper will be included in your card kit, but I wanted to share with you this package of 6x6 paper because I absolutely love it. This is called the Iconic Celebration 6x6 paper. Now I'm going to open this new pack up because I want to share with you just how awesome this is. So maybe this is something that you will like and you're like, hey, I might want to add that to my order today. So this paper is for all occasions. You've got Christmas. You've got the peppermints on the back. You have wine glasses or flute glasses. They almost look like champagne, like for maybe New Year's. On the back side, you have hearts, so you could do for Valentine's or anniversaries. You have all this fall stuff, Christmas. This paper truly is for all occasions. There's some birthday candles. Then you have the snowflakes, the pumpkins, the plaid. I absolutely love this paper. This paper is amazing. And this is the designer series paper that we are using in these cards today. So that's why I wanted to share that with you. All right, so let's get started. Let's start in order of fall, Christmas to winter. So let's go with this one first. I would pick you over and over again. So we are going to, I kind of have my pieces just all over the place. So we are going to grab 2 pieces of white here, and I'm going to tell you where that's going to go. We're going to do this, this, and this. All right, so first we're going to start with our card base. This is our pecan pie, and it measures at 5.5 by 8.5. And we are going to fold it in half, and I am going to use a bone folder to varnish in those creases. Let me get that. Now, you could easily score it as well, and you would score it, which in the measurements, it will say to score at 4 1/4 here. Now, we're going to use 2 pieces of white, basic white. Both are going to be the same size. We need one for the first layer of the card, front of the card, and then the inside. So we have 2 pieces of basic white measuring at 4 by 5 1/4. Then we have this piece of designer series paper. So I'm using the side that has kind of like the little, I don't know, like little splatter marks. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4. We are going to need another piece of basic white. This is where we're going to stamp and color on. Very simple. We're just cutting. This class is all about making it as simple as possible, and we're not using anything that requires the cut and emboss machine. And I'm kind of doing that on purpose with this class, because this class is supposed to be for quick and easy cards, whether you're a beginner or an avid crafter. And if you're a beginner crafter, these are absolutely perfect for you. So we have another piece of white, and this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then we have another piece of pecan pie. This is 3/4 by 3.5. So let's get started. Let's stamp first, and then we'll put our cards together. So we're going to stamp this image. Now today we're going to use Stampin' Up's alcohol based markers. These are called our Stampin' Blends. Now I say that these are alcohol based because Stampin' Up has 2 different kinds of markers. We have our Stampin' Right markers, which are water based. These are our alcohol based. Now why I'm sharing this, few things, because this depends on what ink pad you are going to use. Whenever you are using the alcohol based markers, our Stampin' Blends, you are going to want to use the Memento ink. Because if you don't, and you used our Stays-On ink, it will bleed into it. So you don't want it to bleed. So we're going to use our Memento. So let's go ahead, and we're going to stamp our image. Now, some people, when they stamp, they like to stamp like this. I find that I like to actually flip the ink pad over sometimes. Usually only when I'm doing it with black ink, either the Stays-On or the Memento. And the reason why I do that is just I feel like I get more control out of it. All right, so I went over to the left a little bit because I wanted to make sure, see, now I can see where I'm at with that. I wanted to make sure that I had enough space to do the seine at the top, which I probably should have started with the seine at the top first, but yeah, it worked. Turned out well. All right, so we're going to use the Ivory blend, Stampin' Up! Blend. And that is for her skin. And then we have, and there's also two, for those who have not used the blends, there are two different tips to them. We have one that is like the smaller tip, like this. I find this is very easy to control, and I love to do outlining in it or small spaces in it. Then we have more of the paintbrush tip. Now, if I'm using this or coloring in with a large section, then I will use the paintbrush tip. Otherwise, I always find myself using the small one. All right, so now we're going to use light Misty Moonlight. We're going to color in a necklace here, and we're going to color in her dress with the light. You guys, this is going to be like you guys watching me color today. But coloring is fun. It's relaxing. And I feel like it's a stress reliever. It's to help relieve stress. You know what? Some people exercise. Some people craft. I'm a crafter. I like to craft. All right, I'm going to use the light copper clay for her hair. I should probably double check too to make sure that I have messages on. All right, just in case. All right, and then I'm going to use the light pecan pie for the barrel here. I'm just going to color that in. I've got dark real red for the apples. And then I'm going to use Granny Apple Green in the dark for the stems. I'm just going to kind of do that. All right, so now let's go ahead and put our card together. I'm going to use the multi-purpose, what I call green glue. And we're going to start by doing our first layer here. I have this thing where I just kind of do dot, dot, not a lot, or I really do kind of swirls, but swirl, swirl, not a lot doesn't really sound, doesn't really go. So I'm just doing layers with this card. This is how simple this is. Oops. And then I just moved it. See one thing why I absolutely love this liquid green glue. I just moved it, but I was able to move it back because there was enough time for me to do that. It does not, it gives you a little bit of give. All right, so I'm placing the white in the center of the card. Then I'm placing the designer series paper on the center of the white. And then I'm placing this strip on the center. And then with this, I am going to use dimensionals, which I need to grab some more, it looks like. I'm going to turn these over, and I'm going to use our Stampin' Dimensionals to give that a little height. And then I'm going to center that over the card. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to put a piece of white on the inside. I will always put something on the inside of the cards because I do not, I feel that they are unfinished. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't, but I don't want to write my sentiment on any color cardstock. I want to do it either on white or very vanilla. And so I will always do something in the center there. And now if you wanted to stamp something or maybe put like a little piece of designer series paper in there, you could do that. But today is just a Stamp Simple class, so we're just going to do very simple. And then I have these adhesive back textured dots that I am just going to go ahead and I'm going to place the big one and a little one, kind of angling them together like that. And then I'm just going to place one more little one up at the top. All right, so there is our first card. These are cards that are meant to take little time, very quick and easy cards, although coloring can be time consuming. So all of our card bases measure at the same. All 4 of these cards have 2 of the basic white pieces. All of the designer series paper is also measured the same measurements, so they are all 3.5 by 4 3/4. So you could really make a lot of these. All right. And then we have this piece. Now this piece here does measure a little bit differently. This is 2.5 by 4. So we're going to get out our Memento and we're going to get this girl. All right. Oh, that kind of got a little, you know what, I'm going to stamp off just for a second because that got a little, I did just recently ink this. So there we go. Want to make sure I'm not, it's a little juicy there. All right, so now we need to do the Hey Pumpkin at the top. All right, and then we're gonna do some more coloring. So we're gonna do our dark Misty Moonlight for the pants. Oh, you know what? Look at her boots didn't stamp. You know, this is so perfect. I'm so glad I did this. Most people would be like, oh my gosh, I messed up. But this is good because this means that I can flip it over. And we're just going to redo this. Although I did start to color that. Here's the only thing. Actually, you know what? We're going to start over. Because look at, because I started coloring with the marker, you can now see the marker on the back side. So we're going to get a new piece. I have my paper trimmer right here. And I'm going to cut a new piece of this. And it is 2.5 by 4. So we're just going to go up to the 2.5 spot. And then we're going to turn this to go by 4. There we go. And we're just going to re-stamp this. All right, let's do this one more time. There, now we have some boots. Because these boots were made for walking. All right, there's that. Okay. Now let's go back to coloring, shall we? All right, so we're gonna color in the pants, the dark Misty Moonlight. This is to kind of make it look like she's wearing some jeans here. All right. It's only Tuesday today, and it feels like a Thursday, and that is not a good sign. I'm taking the light Misty Moonlight now, and what I'm doing is I'm just creating little stripes on her shirt, just to kind of give her a little pattern here. I'm going to do it over here on this side too. There we go. So now she has a little striped shirt on. It was one of those days I came home from work, and I normally, if I was doing a live, I had my hair up in a barrette, and I had my normal clothes on, my work clothes on, and my jewelry, and I just, you know what? I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm done today. The barrette came off, the comfy clothes came on, the jewelry came off. I was like, it was one of those days. I almost felt, maybe it did feel like a Monday. I don't know. All right, so we're going to use Ivory again for her skin. All right. And for the pumpkin, we're going to use light and dark pumpkin pie. So I'm going to color the entire pumpkins all in light pumpkin pie. That's what I love about these blends. I love how you get the light and the dark. And then I'm going to take the dark and I'm going to go over, so there are these little lines in the pumpkins. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over them with the dark. And then I'm going to show you that up closer in just a moment, because I know I'm going to do these little stems here in the Granny Apple Green. All right, so see how I just went over the lines in the darker color? There. So we're going to do that. All right, and for the boots, I am using the Deep, which I find is very close to our Early Espresso, which is probably why we do not have an Early Espresso Stampin' Blend. All right, so there's the boots. There we go. And then we're going to flip this over because we're going to use dimensionals to pop this up. All right. And peel those off. Oh, I don't know if it's like the weather, but my nails have been so bad lately, and I don't know what's going on. I live in Janesville, Wisconsin, and it's like 90 degrees today, and I'm really over it. I know there's a lot of people that absolutely love the warm weather and are clinging on to this to every last drop, and that's fine. I get it. I'm just ready for fall. I'm ready for the 68 degrees and sunny, and I want that until December 24th. So here is this card, and I do have to put my inside in. It's really kind of hard to get into football without chili. You know, who wants chili when it's 90 degrees out? Or apple cider, hot apple cider, or pumpkin spice lattes. Well, okay. Everybody can have pumpkin spice lattes. All right. Card number 2. Moving along, let's go to our Christmas card, which I absolutely think is adorable. I think this one's my favorite. So we are using the Mossy Meadow cardstock. And then we need 2 more pieces of white. So we're going to do our little white swirls. Again, all 4 of these cards are the same in the fact that they have the same size basic white on the front of the card and the same size designer series paper. So we're going to go ahead and layer those, and we're just placing them all flat. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put this on the inside right now since I'm doing some gluing here. All right. Do that. All right, now we have this piece here, which measures at 2 by 3 1/4, and we're going to stamp our girl on here. And so I'm going to lightly tap this because I think I was pressing a little too hard after I just re-inked it yesterday. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my image. And I am going to turn her just a little bit so that she fits my piece of paper. I cut off her foot again. You know what I'm going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to take our black Stampin' Right marker, and I'm literally just going to kind of color this little bit of the foot there. Nope, I'm not. I didn't do that very well. I'm going to flip it over. See, this is the great part of having two. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with the feet today. Yeah, why is that doing that? Okay, well, let's try this one more time. There we go. There, we're leaving it. That's what I'm doing. Okay, super cute. We're keeping it. All right, so with her, we also need to stamp the seine. So let's get out the card. First of all, there's the card. So here is the card, and we're going to stamp the seine, deck the halls. And so I want to get closest to the left side here because we're going to use our scissors to cut in a little notch. Sorry if my head is in the way. I kind of got that a little high, didn't I? Boy, I'm batting 1,000 today. All right, let's try this one more time. Here, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to bring this a little closer. There we go. Sorry if my head was in the way. All right, so we want to cut a little notch on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little paper snips here, and I am going to snip right up the center here, just a little bit. And then I'm going to go from corner to that center that I snipped, corner to that center that I snipped. And what I just created was like a banner. Okay, so there's that. Now let's go ahead and color. We're going to use dark Misty Moonlight to color her pants because she has like jeans on too. She's got jeggings. Is that what they are? Where they're like leggings but look like jeans? That's what she's got. I just decided. All right. So we're going to do that. And then her top is going to be the light pumpkin pie. All right. And then we're going to color in the wreath, and I'm using the dark Granny Apple Green. I love our Stampin' Blends so much. So if you are new to stamping and this is something you're just getting into, and this might be something that you might ultimately want to start getting our Stampin' Blends because they're fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Okay. And I just pulled that one a little too hard. There we go. I'm going to use the dark Real Red for the bow. Some of my all-time favorite Christmas red and green is Granny Apple Green and Real Red. I absolutely love them together. And I'm actually going to grab, I forgot, I need to do her little headband and her hair. So I'm going to, and I'm doing that in dark Misty Moonlight. So let's get the ivory for her skin. And I realized here I missed a little tiny section of her shirt. So let's get that. There we go. Now for her socks, I'm just going to use the light pecan. These look like socks to me, not boots. And then for her hair, I want her to have dark brown hair. So I am using the dark. And I'm just going to go like that. I'm just going to kind of color around here. And then color inside. There we go. All right, so see, there she is. She's adorable. So let's flip her over. And we're going to use our dimensionals again because we want to pop this up. And we're also going to use our dimensionals behind our seine too. We're going to pop that up too. So we're going to place her more up to the top, but center of the card. And then we're going to flip this over and we're going to put our dimensionals on the back of our little banner here. Remember, we're just using paper, ink, scissors, very simple things that we're using. All right, we're adding a few little embellishments. And we're just gonna put these over to the side. I love it. I always like doing a big, like something like a bigger embellishment and then a smaller one next to it. I don't know why, it's just kind of my thing. All right, so there is our third card. And then we have one left, and that is our winter girl. We're actually gonna add some Stella today to her. And I'll show you. That's super fun. So let's go ahead and place our 2 white pieces of cardstock and our designer series paper down. And then we're going to actually do a little technique today. One of the techniques I first learned when I first started stamping many moons ago, back in 2001. So I have been stamped 2000 actually. So 25 years I've been paper crafting. I started actually a year before that with scrapbooking, but my first card was 2001. So I learned a fun technique called flicking. And to this day, I still like to flick. So I'm going to show you what flicking is. So first of all, we need 2 circles. So we're not using a cut and emboss machine, but we are going to use punches. Love punches. So I have a 2-inch circle punch and a 2 1/4 inch circle punch. And I am literally just going to punch one of each out. There we go. Punch one of each out. So here's what I have. Now, let's stamp first and then we'll flick last. So what we're going to do is we need to get out our Memento because we need to do our seine. And we're going to do the seine on the smaller circle. So we're just going to center that right there. Yeah, see, I'm pushing a little too hard. That's a little... I must have really re-inked this. I did not need to re-ink it that much. There we go. That's perfect. Okay. And then she's a smaller image, so I'm not going to flip this over. We're just going to... And she looks like she has a donut, but the donut has a snowman on it, so it's not a donut. But it kind of looks like she's holding a donut. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to flick. So let's actually color first. So I'm going to use the light Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to color around whatever this little fun thing is she's holding. But there is a snowman in the middle, so I'm going to color all the way around it so that I'm not covering the snowman. And then I'm going to use the light wild wheat for her hair. There we go. And we're going to, we need some ivory for her skin. All right. And then for her shirt, I want it to be all glittery. I want it to be white and glittery. So I am using Stella, and this is basically a glitter brush that literally just puts glitter on your project, and I love it. All right. So I am going to kind of let that dry just a little bit, because once it dries, it'll be glittery. All right, so let's flick. We are going to use the Misty Moonlight ink pad because this color is Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to use what we call our sponge daubers. They come in a little pack. And they always remind me of like a thimble or whatever that you put on your fingers when you're sewing. But I literally put it on my finger like this. And then I dab, dab, dab. And then I'm literally going to flick around my circle. And it doesn't have to be a circle. You can do this with any shape. But you're just flicking. And then I'm going to show you what this looks like. And it just gives it a little extra fun. So here's the card. And as you can see, I have flicked around the edges of everything. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to flick around her too. This is also a technique too that you can do when you're trying to make something look, what's the word, like old, like vintagey. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. There's projects that you can do like to make it look, there we go. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to flick around there. And you can flick more or less. Like if you want more, you can just angle it a little more and get a little bit more on there. Just gives it, it just gives it a little something different. So now we're going to flip these both over because we're going to need dimensionals. All right. So peel those off. And now we're going to place her and then place this, and I'm going to overlap it, and then I'm going to add these dots, but this time I'm just going to take a bigger one and I'm going to put it in the center of this snowflake, and I'm going to do the same thing for these two snowflakes. All right, so see how we have her flicked? She's super cute. So here are our Stamp Simple cards today. As soon as the live is over, I will go ahead and I will put the links in the descriptions so that you can go and place orders if you want your kit sent to you. Remember, the kit will be sent to you for free. And it's a minimum $40 order. And you can go straight to amandasinspirationstation.com, or I will put the link below. I will also put the, I will go ahead and I will put the list of products that I used today. So if that's something that you wanted with your order so that you can create your own cards, you can go ahead and do that as well. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you like these cards. Remember, you'll have until September 22nd, which is this Sunday, to place your order. And then these kits will be mailed out on September 25th, which is Wednesday. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.